Hello everyone, this is Ross here from Xbox Gamer Reviews, and today we're having a preview of Grand Prix Rock'n Racing. This is developed and published by Enjoy Up Games. It's going to be available on Friday the 13th of May on the Xbox Store. Price will be £6.39, that's $7.99. There will also be a 20% launch discount that will end on the 19th of May, so if you are thinking of getting it, make sure you do get it at that lower price. Right, so those of you that don't know, this is the second game in the Rock'n Racing series, with the first one being Off-Road Rock'n Racing. Developed and published by Enjoy Up Games too. Now this is a completely different race style, with the first one self-explanatory, off-road racing. This is more of a circuit race with F1 style cars. There's a few improvements been made from the other game. We're going to jump in anyway and have a quick look at what it's all about. Right, so this is the main menu that we're on. You've got your championship, which is your single player like career mode if you like, your time trials, your multiplayer, which is local multiplayer. As you can see, 4 players, local multiplayer there, which again is a shame it's not online, but majority of these ID at Xbox games we do know don't have online multiplayer. Your settings as well, so you can see all your controls there. You can change your music and effects on the sliders at the bottom. There's a few tips on the right hand side, the biggest one being that middle one there of don't press the accelerator until you hear the word go. It does give you a nice boost off the line, and it does help you out when you're first starting out in the career mode, because it is difficult to start off with until you get the upgrades. But we're going to jump in anyway. You can do a 2-player championship as well, which is pretty cool. And we're going to jump into the 1-player career we've got going. I'm in season 2, I've completed season 1, and I'm going to show you now. So we're on to track 4. This is France. They're the standings of the season on the right hand side there. You can press the start button to start the race straight away, or you can press the Y button to go to the box, which is where you set up your vehicle. Now I'm fully upgraded because I've completed the season already and got into the 4th race in the second series, but you're awarded tokens as you win, or whatever place you finish in each race. So if you win the race you get 4 tokens, and it goes down from there. I think that you can get 1 token if you've just finished the race, like in the bottom half of the standings if you like. So you can upgrade your vehicle that way. You can alter it as well, so you put your tokens into where you want. So if you want a slower acceleration you can do. My little tip here is to, when you do get your tokens, go for your acceleration first. It seems to make all the difference. You know, if in the first season, stick all your points in acceleration, try and get off that line as quickly as possible. And then get up there, because there is an achievement for winning the first season as well, which is a very difficult achievement to do. I had to do it on my second go. I came back, I restarted the season once I got to season 2, and went from there and I stuck it all in acceleration. I was sort of evening it all out as I was playing, which wasn't working in my favour at all. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna just have a quick mess about with some of these, because some of them don't need to be as high as they are. It can make the car worse. I'll have that all the way up. I'll have that about there. You can also switch between manual and automatic as well, if you want to. I'll leave it on auto, me, just keeps it that arcade feel. Once you're ready to go, you can press Y to go to a 1-lap training session, or you can press start to jump into the race.
Let's go!
Right then.
3, 2, 1, go!
I completely stuffed it there. You see I've got a bit of a slow start off the line. And yeah, it's an isometric view.
This race is on fire!
I was trying to think of things to talk about while we're playing. So physics-wise, it's definitely an upstep from Rock'n Racing, the original Rock'n Racing, that is off-road. You get, you know, like you can light the back tyres up and spin your car out. There is collisions. You can probably hear the cars in the background crashing into each other. You can also draft as well on this. You get up behind another car and you can see the little lines coming off, letting you know that you're drafting, and you can overtake like that as well, which is a nice little touch. Lack of concentration here, I'm going all over the shop.
Unbelievable.
You charge up your turbo as well from braking, so every time you brake you get a little boost to the turbo meter there, and you can use that by pressing and holding the X button. Ideal for the start finish straight. Oh, and we crashed there. Right, let's go. There's no option to alter the lap times, which would have been nice to have seen to have some longer races. The maximum I believe you get is 4. You get between 3 and 4 laps, depending on the length of the circuit that you're on. Yes, it's not bad. You do have to be careful of the AI, as I was saying a minute ago. You can hear them crashing in the background. They do like to crash a lot to say that it's a open wheel Formula 1 style race. They can get a bit sneaky as well sometimes, and they do like to knock into you if they catch you up. We'll let somebody catch up so we can have a bit of a draft and whatnot. Come on. There he is. Right, let's try and catch him up. Nope, lit the back tyres up there. Oh no. That's probably not the best circuit to try and show you the drafting on. They've been quite bendy.
This is just amazing.
Oh, I was too busy concentrating on trying to draft in there. Oh, there we go.
This is great.
Done myself out of a first place finish here. See if we can catch up. Well, no, that didn't go to plan. Oh no. What's that? 6th, 7th? 5th. There you go, that's one race done in the season. You just have to wait for him to count down at the race is finished for other people as well.
Hurry up. Three, two, one.
You can see graphically as well that it's a bit over the top. It reminds me of like 90s style arcade games, and again keeping into the same theme as the off-road rock and racing game. That was a similar sort of 90s theme overall with the rock music. That was sort of era of rock music, sort of 90s. So there's your classification, which is the end of race results. We came 5th. Then you get the overall championship standings there, so we're still first, which is all good.
Congratulations.
We see there, look, won 4 tokens for finishing. That's not bad for finishing 5th. You still get 4 tokens, for same as finishing 1st. So yeah, you go to box and you can add them. As you can see though, as soon as I've fully upgraded, I've still got 8 tokens left over. So it's sort of once you've fully upgraded the vehicle, there's no reason to get the tokens anymore. It would be nice to have seen something extra to spend your tokens on, maybe some sort of, I don't know, paint scheme selection or something like that. So there's no option for any sort of painting at all with these. I'm not talking Forza style full on stuff, but you know, just different colour schemes would be nice to be able to probably spend your tokens on those. But that's that. What we'll do now is we'll quickly back out, jump in the time trial. We'll show you all the tracks. So there's your total of 10 tracks. They're all varied quite widely. A lot of them do look familiar to real life circuits. So the UK GP circuit there does look, you know, if you do know Silverstone and you look at that, you would say, yeah, that looks like Silverstone. Same with the Japan circuit, looks like Suzuka. The Spain circuit as well reminds me sort of Catalonia, and the Germany one, Hockenheim-ish. But yeah, that's the sort of general idea. You know, that there's a similarity between the real life circuits. Obviously, it's, you know, they're not going to go and say, yeah, this is Silverstone, etc. We'll jump into another one, a more technical one for a time trial. Let's go for the Japanese circuit and show you the time trial. So there you can see the score that you set last time you played. There is achievements as well related to the time trial for getting under a certain score. I've done all of them. The last 3 are the trickiest. The first, I'd say 4 or 5 are fairly straightforward and simple to beat. You just have to go into here because you get straight down the middle car, as you can see, settings wise, and you have to mess about in here to get the right setup for each circuit. I always sort of do this sort of business. Let's drop the brakes down to 2. There we go. Something like that I normally do. Got me through most of the time trials. So we're done with that, and press the start button.
Go! 3, 2, 1, go!
Right, so our time trial, you get your big timer on the bottom left of the screen. You get 3 laps per circuit. Completely stuffed it there. Split the back tyres up as well. And as you complete each lap, as long as you've obviously completed a circuit in time trial before, you will get a split time from best laps. On the top left there, don't know where I'm going here. So yeah, you'll get a split time top left to tell you how well you're doing compared to your previous best time. And you can always pause and restart if you do stuff up. Yeah, I do think it's a nice little arcade game, this. I mean, it's going to be £6.39 for us in the UK, which again I sort of call those sort of price range games pocket money games. And they are cool little games, so nice ideal games to chuck on if you've got the kids to play with. Jesus, 5 seconds over there.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, nice little pick up and play games as well. That's what I was thinking what I was talking about then. Nice little pick up and play games as well. And with a few tweaks, this could be a nice little game. The series is improving. I don't know if they're planning any more games in the Rock and Racing series. Would be nice to see some more with some additions. Like I say, just to have had some paint selections to spend your tokens on after completely upgrading the vehicle would have been nice, or even to grab some paints before then even. As you can see, we've currently got a pink and black car and we can't change that from being player 1. But just little things like that would make it better.
Unbelievable.
The announcer gets a bit annoying. I'll admit that. It does like to say amazing quite a lot. You see, getting very competitive as well with you've got a couple of mates round or with your kids and you're sort of bumping and smashing into each other like the AI do. You get quite competitive that way, I suppose. Yeah, but not a bad step up from the previous one, as I've said already. And I can see if you do plan on doing more games in this series, taking on more ideas and adding a few more bits and bobs. Because physics-wise, they've probably pretty much nailed it for an arcade game like this. Like I say, it's more responsive. It's got that, you know, the game knows when you sort of hammering it, and it'll light the back tyres up and spin you out when you touch the grass, all that sort of business. Cutting corners and jumping off the curbs can make you go flying if you're not careful. Pretty rubbish time there as well, though. 5, 3 and 3 seconds up, jeez. Right. So that's pretty much it. It's pretty basic with its options for gameplay, time trial, or championship multiplayer. Again, shame there's no online multiplayer. I've got nobody here with me today to chuck in a second controller and have a bash, so there's no point in showing you any of this. I'm not sure if it's split screen or not. I would assume it'd probably be split screen. But anyway, yeah, this has been Grand Prix Rock and Racing. Do check it out on Friday the 13th of May if you're interested. Do remember that there is a 20% launch discount available until the 19th of May 2016. And yeah, stick a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you've not already done so. We do appreciate it loads and loads. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.